The iPhone 15 has been really impressive, and if I wasn't doing YouTube as my job, this would be the phone to keep. There's a lot of needed changes that the iPhone 15 has. Yeah, for one, it has the A16 Bionic. Sure, it's not as powerful as the A17 Pro on the iPhone 15 Pro models, but as you guys may have heard, there's a lot of overheating issues with these phones. I'm experiencing a little bit of it, but no overheating issues on the standard 15. The A16 Bionic in the iPhone 15 I think is going to be plenty for 99% of people out there. I haven't experienced anything weird, any slowdowns, any lags, nothing. It just works the way I want it to. Now the iPhone 15 does have 6GB of RAM as compared to 8GB of RAM on the Pro models, and honestly I can't say I've noticed that big of a difference. I think the bigger differences will be seen if you are playing like really heavy mobile games, like Apple is promising AAA titles to be coming to the iPhone 15s, and coincidentally they're only coming to the iPhone 15 Pro models, not the standard iPhone 15. But in normal day-to-day use, I can't say I've had any trouble with only having 6GB of RAM on an iPhone. iOS, after all, is super optimized. Cameras are a massive improvement over the iPhone 14. You're getting an all-new 48 megapixel camera, which of course comes with the software goodies such as the ability to take a portrait mode photo without actually being in portrait mode. Now this is something new that Apple introduced throughout the entire iPhone 15 lineup. This is super neat because before, if you wanted to take a portrait mode photo, you actually had to scroll over to the portrait mode toggle, take the photo. But now you don't even have to think about it. You just take a normal photo, and then later on, if you're like, oh man, that photo would be really cool if it was actually a portrait mode photo. No problem. You click edit, click portrait, boom, there you have it. Now this is actually better than what Samsung and Google is doing, because with those phones, yeah, you can add portrait mode later, but you don't actually have the depth effect. So it's like more of a AI portrait mode photo. But with the iPhone 15s, since it's actually capturing depth data in the standard photo mode, you're actually getting that full benefit of portrait mode without actually being in portrait mode. Hopefully that made sense. Subscribe. The 48 megapixel sensor also allows for 2x zoom without losing image quality. Now, sure, 2x might not be a lot, but it's more than what we had last year. But that's not it, because the iPhone 15 series, even the standard iPhone 15, take photos by default in 24 megapixels. This is definitely noticeable, and your photos will look sharper than ever before, so your memories can stay nice and crispy. By the way, if you are enjoying the video so far, I would greatly appreciate you guys leaving me a thumbs up. It's absolutely free to do, but it helps me and the channel out a lot, and I always truly appreciate it. I love the new frosted back design. This is definitely the way to go. I've never enjoyed phones that have the glossy backs because not only do they get really gross with all the fingerprints, but they're also more slippery. And plus, the frosted backs of the iPhone 15s kind of help it be a little bit more modern because it now follows the same design pattern as the Pro models. Another thing I love about the phone is just how comfortable it is to use. It is so lightweight. It's 171 grams. And because of the new redesign, since it's a little bit more rounded than before, your pinkies will thank you. Because most people use the phone, they put the pinky under the phone for support. Trust me, it is so much more comfortable than the iPhone 14 series. 100%. You're going to notice that from the second you pick it up. And I'm actually really surprised that the dynamic island actually made its way to the standard iPhone 14s, because just a year ago that was only a Pro feature. So again, for those of you who think that you're gonna, that you want it basically, for those of you who are actually gonna take advantage of it, well, now you can without paying that extra Pro money, right? And I could have sworn, I thought it was gonna be a problem because of 60 Hertz, because this phone unfortunately still has a 60 Hertz display. I thought that the animations for the dynamic island are going to be choppy, but no. I mean, it actually looks fine for 60 Hertz. Now, of course, since I use the iPhone 15 Pro, I've used the Galaxy S23 Ultra, I have the Galaxy Z Flip 5 here. All of those have 120 Hertz displays. So, of course, coming back to 60 Hertz display, it's a little bit of a shocker. But, truthfully, after playing around with it for a few days, it's not terrible. Do I wish it was 120? Of course. But we can't always get what we want, unfortunately. The dynamic island isn't actually the only thing the iPhone 15 stole from the Pro iPhones. The screen brightness is also the exact same, coming in at 2000 nits of brightness. Guys, that is incredibly bright. It doesn't matter what the sky conditions are, how bright the sun is. You just see your screen as if there's no sun. I mean, it is tremendously bright. This is huge for those of you who maybe work outside a lot, or maybe you just spend a lot of time outside. Well, now you can easily see the iPhone screen even more than you could before. So that's a win. Now, as far as battery life goes, it's fine. I'm getting around 6 hours, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, but roughly 6 hours. But the biggest disappointment I have is that, they brought over USB-C, finally, thanks to the European Union. So I was expecting faster charging, but that's not there either. But speaking of USB-C, it is also at 2.0 speeds. Now, look, for the average person, that's fine. I don't think the average person is transferring 50 gigabyte files off their phone using a wire. As technology, progresses, more and more people are using cloud storage. They're transferring files over the cloud via Dropbox or iCloud or Google Drive, so on and so forth. So for the average person, 2.0, that's absolutely fine. USB-C has been amazing because, as you guys have just seen, I use Android and iPhone, and now I don't have to carry around a lightning cable. I just carry around one cable to charge all my devices. I mean, hell, even my TV remote is charged by USB-C. I really love this whole standard of USB-C. You have one wire, one charger, that's it. You charge all your devices. Thank you. I can't really find something wrong about this phone. The tech geek inside me is screaming, it's only 60 hertz, that sucks, blah, blah, blah. But the rational person inside me is thinking, yeah, it's a new iPhone. It has a ton of pro features that the last iPhone had. It'll last you 5-6 years with operating system updates. You're part of the Apple ecosystem. It works with everything. AirDrop, iMessage, FaceTime, so on and so forth. For a lot of people, that is so much more important than having 120 hertz. And if sales tell us anything, iPhones sell like something that I can't say on YouTube. They sell a lot, but just put it that way. So if you have the iPhone 14 series, first of all, before I even continue, I'm usually never the person that would say upgrade if your phone's only a year old, right? I'm usually the person that says wait at least 2 years to upgrade. But the upgrades to the 15 are so massive over the 14, especially in the camera department and even the screen brightness, that I'm actually going to say, if you have the iPhone 14, I really think you should upgrade. I mean, this is a solid improvement. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, again, I would really appreciate you guys leaving me a thumbs up. It's free to you, but it helps me out a lot, and I always truly appreciate it. And if you like these types of kind of laid back, chill reviews, definitely subscribe. This was Mark from Mark's Tech. Adios.